Alright,
Excuse me, Mr. Polos, what's a spinal board?
Spinal board, we'll find out in a second. So everyone, welcome. We are now recording. My name's Jan. I'll be your teacher and trainer today. We'll get into the housekeeping first. So I know all you guys are very familiar with this environment, but I've got to go through this anyway. So if you're all aware, if any emergency happens, go out the door to your left. There's a muster point just in front of the basketball courts over there. Big green sign, you can't miss it. Toilets, so if you need to go to the bathroom at any point, please excuse yourself to the same door on the left, and the bathroom block's just behind this room over here. We have water, tea and coffee in the back corner. I already double checked, there is no coffee there. It is not. I apologise, I'll make some copies after this is done. And we'll be performing a lift today of about 80-ish kilos, so if you have any back issues, please say them now and you can get excused and just stand back and watch.
Back issue, brother.
Okay, cool. You can stand back and watch. And then obviously we're all friends here, but let's try to be professional and get this done in one take. Obviously we're still on the clock as well, so if your phone's ringing, excuse yourself and answer the phone. Don't have to, no answer. I'm on the clock as well. Alright, let's begin. Any questions so far? No? Cool. Alright, so spinal board. I'll start with a little activity with you guys. So have 3 minutes to brainstorm and write them down. You can talk amongst each other. And then think of some situations or environments that you can use a spinal board. 3 minutes.
Yeah, are we able to do different activities outside of work?
Yeah, anything you think of.
Yeah, so surfing injury.
Snowboarding? No, it's surfing in general. That's skiing.
Is there any different type of injury that you'd use a spinal board for, other than a spinal board?
You fall off faster when you're hanging on. What do you got over there, geezer? I can't even read your writing. Gym.
Oh yeah, so
Go on, just what's the top one?
Surfing.
Oh, so everyone's surfing.
what about if
Skiing.
someone's
Snowboarding.
unconscious?
Horse riding.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, be specific with the gym injury. What kind of gym injury is it? Someone break a wrist, you can use a spinal board for a wrist
No.
injury.
From lifting?
Yeah,
Or falling on a horse.
Yep, equestrian.
Falling on a horse.
diving.
What about if someone is unconscious and you don't know if they have a spinal injury?
Assume that it is.
Yeah, so then we use a spinal board if in doubt. What if you just found someone unconscious on the ground?
So got it.
Motorbike accidents.
Yep.
You know, just sit a little bit quicker there.
Falling from heights.
Yeah.
That's, yep.
So you're not getting extra points coming
So
out.
we get extra points.
Get extra cold ice coffee.
Gary. Hopefully it's better than the last one you made.
Hopefully. Alright, we'll stop there. So if you thought of all these situations, you are correct. If you thought outside of these, you're also correct. So spinal board, for anyone who is unconscious, has anyone tried to ever lift a person who is unconscious and basically just dead weight?
Yep.
It's extreme. It's extremely hard and it's pretty bad for your back as well, unless you know a proper technique like firefighters use. Anything spinal injury. So I heard that, someone said that. So spinal injury can be caused by lots of things, so falling off a horse, falling off a height, diving into a pool, for example. If you dive into a pool that's too shallow head first, you can compress the spinal injury, so we use the spinal board for that. Anyone who's unable to walk, so that's obviously dependent on the situation. Every single emergency is different, but someone could have a broken femur, so it might be hard for them to hop on the other leg. So we will carry them out on the spinal board. For example, if someone hurts their ankle, they can probably still get hop on one leg, get carried on either side. So it's dependent on the situation.
I hope that I broke my finger.
You hop and you wreck your femur, I'm sure.
Oh, you're
Anywhere with tough terrain. So spinal board can be, if anyone's out hiking and they fall from the height, obviously you can't get there with an ambulance or a stretcher, or maybe there's too many dense trees to get there with a chopper to get them airlifted out. so you have to carry them out for a certain distance to get them to a safe space. Anywhere confined space, so if someone's doing work inside like a silo tank, for example, or in any kind of horizontal tunnel, that will be used for that. And number 6, basically anywhere where it is impossible for a stretcher to get there or to lift them out like with a couple person lift. So spinal board is super handy, super universal. Next, design and features. So same thing again, I'll just give you like a minute or two. On the next question over there, write down, this is spinal board here, so write down some things you notice about it.
No padding.
Padding, yeah, you can touch it as well.
Flat on the bottom.
Is that one?
Yep.
It's very flat.
I guess supposed to strap people down, you have to restrain them to it.
Well, it's light.
Curved sides.
So strapping holes, handles for handling.
Yellow.
Anyone notice anything about either end?
Says head.
Cool, yeah. So
Why does it say head?
that's for the head end. So that's what we rely on for the purpose.
So why does it have to go there? Why can't it go there?
Well, this way. So normally they will have a little bit different. So they will have some leg holes, for example, or somewhere where you cradle the head, or the leg, sorry. But this one is mirror image. So it doesn't really matter. This one's universal, so you can use it however you want. Anything else?
It's very light.
Light? Yep.
Got stickers on it.
Sticks on. Yeah, that's for.
Do these have a weight limit on them?
220.
Cool. You notice that's
Exactly.
yeah, 220. Cool. So.
This is good.
It is tough and rigid, so if anyone has spinal precautions or any kind of spinal injury, you want to make sure it's rigid. There's no point having it made out of silicone, so it's flimsy, because then the spine won't be restrained and kept straight. It's bright yellow, so you can see it. That's for many reasons, so obviously when it's in the back of the ambulance or in a fire truck and there's someone who's a bystander, doesn't know or has never seen one of these, someone can say, hey, get the big yellow board. And it also serves a purpose as well. If someone's laying on it, you can see that someone's laying on it, so you can remove it as well. So once a person is on that, it's very uncomfortable, and then it can actually cause pressure sores if they're on there for too long, especially if you're older. So the older you are, the more higher chance of pressure sores. So we always remove it once they're on a stretcher or inside the hospital bed somewhere safe. It's got, so you mentioned Rob, handles for handling. It's got tie-down joints, and it's got a labelled head end as well. So on this one, doesn't really matter, but just know that in the other boards will have an actual head end. Next, so safety. So when, obviously we're using these in an emergency, if you are first to go to an emergency, it's always your safety is paramount. So there's no point going somewhere if there is a fire, for example, and you don't want to go into that fire to rescue someone if you're not equipped or if you don't feel safe. So it's not up to, it's not your obligation to rescue. So your safety is paramount. Same thing if there's someone laying there and there's snakes all around them, take a step back, you don't have to help them. If the person is conscious, always get consent from them. There's a thing we call implied consent. So if someone's just screaming like for help, they don't directly say, hey, can you please help me? They're implying for you to help them. But in this, for example, in this room now, we're going to be doing some things with each other. So it's always good just to practice that, get that consent from that person, because that other person could actually hold you in court for touching you inappropriately or whatever, and that could be for many different reasons. Could be like cultural. Yeah, it could be cultural backgrounds and stuff as well. So, if anything, yeah. So as well, so spinal board. If the person is awake and conscious, always ask them if they have any pain or tingling in the neck, or if there's numbness and tingling in the extremities. If there is, we always use a spinal board and we make sure that we take spinal precautions. As well, if they're unconscious, you don't know how they got there, if they fell from a height, if they got transported there by someone else or whatever. So you always, if they're unconscious, always make sure that you use spinal precautions because you can cause more damage to that person. Always use the proper lifting technique as well. So we want to lift with our legs and not our back. If you don't feel comfortable doing so, you can always stand back, but we have Jeannie here who is the gym instructor who can show you the proper technique if you're not aware. And we're also working as a team, example, will be team as well. So it's always good to get that verbal feedback from everyone and do like lift on 3, for example. I will demonstrate all that in a second.
No question, sorry.
Is that your question? Yeah.
Sorry, what is the minimum amount of people that you should have to do?
Depends on the person. If it's a light person, you could probably have 2 strong guys lifting. But for this kind of demonstration, you want to sort of have about 20 kilos per person. So if someone's 80 kilos, we're going to have at least 4 people.
Yeah.
That's just the general stage rule. Good question. So the procedure. So I'll talk through it first, but actually I want to show you a nice little video first.
Yeah, 80 kilos sugar.
I'm using Jen, 33 kilos.
Oh shit.
82.
Jen,
You can only lift 10 kilos off of it. So it doesn't matter.
So I'll go through this video first, and then I'll talk my version through, and I'll see if you guys can notice any differences. So it goes for about 3 minutes.
Spine boarding is an important process in injury evaluation. Improper execution can lead to worsening of the injury. 3 main techniques to spine boarding are face-up long roll, which is what is featured in this instruction, face-down long roll, which plays a big role with hand placement, and the lift and slide, which requires more people to perform. You come across an injured athlete laying on the field, whatever shall you do? First things first, check the scene for safety to make sure there's no danger to yourself. The most important step is stabilizing the head just below the occipital bone of the skull to make sure there's no further neck movement. The next step is sending the person for the spine board and AED in case the person were to go unconscious and require CPR. The biggest step in the entire process is calling 911. Bring the spine board back and recruit help. This could come from other athletic training students, coaches, or bystanders that have training or can be instructed. Align the body so that the arms and legs are straight and undo the straps of the spine board. Next, line the spine board up right next to the body and prepare your help. An often overlooked but important task is assigning the duties of the team. One person at the shoulders, one person at the hip, and sometimes one person at the feet while the other person is still at the spine board again. It's important to lift the body in unison as to not twist the body. So the person at the head will count to 3 and you lift the body up on its side, keeping sure to stabilize the head. Next, have the spine board meet the body at the top to prepare to bring it down on top of the spine board. The same count will apply on the down. So on 1, 2, 3, you'll bring the body down onto the spine board. Most times the body will not come down perfectly onto the spine board, so a maneuver called a V-slide will be used, in which the person at the head will count to 3, you slide down, then you will slide back up on 3 in a V maneuver to align the body better on the spine board. Make sure the hands are to the side so that when the straps are put on, that the hands will not fall out. Making sure to continue to hold the head stable, place the foam blocks snugly around the head. Fasten all straps, one above the forehead, one around the chin, one around the chest, one around the waist, and one around the legs, making sure the body stays put and that the person is still able to breathe. Check your straps at the end and monitor the patient while waiting for EMT to arrive to transport the patient to the hospital.
So did you notice how they had that little blue head strapping thing.
Say you have 50k in cash and you use that to buy a $500,000 property to live in.
So on that video they had a like blue head strapping foam thing. So that's why we have a head end label, because that will sort of stick into there. But that is only good for long commutes, I guess, because once the spinal board in this kind of scenario, we're using it to quickly pick them up from a destination and put them on a stretcher. Obviously the stretcher's not here, so we're just doing like the lift. But in that kind of situation, we want to strap the head and they'll be going a further, longer distance, so you want to strap that head in. We will be using a different technique. So the procedure for the spinal board, we have, the first thing is the head and neck anchoring. So that is to keep the head in line with the spine, and that's the most important role. So for someone to do that, you noticed that person was at the head end. The way they do that is when they're down at the person. So if I get actually someone, I'm going to be a little dummy for you, mannequin. Dean. Cool. So lay down. Yeah, lay down there. So you're cool. So the person at the head end is the captain, and they give all the instructions, and no one does anything unless the person at the head gives instructions to do so. So to keep the head in line with the body, what we do is anchor. We'll grab both shoulders like they're traps, and then using your forearms, you'll cradle the head up either side. And then once you're in this position, try and move your head. Well, you can a little bit, but obviously you remind the patient to not do that. Once you're in this position, you do not move. So if the bed rolls to the side, you roll to the side with it. If you stand up, you've got to stay in that position and go up. So it's very tricky. It can be very hard. Let me stand up, Dean. It can be very hard to be in that position. That's why it's imperative that the person at that head end, they say, all right, now we're going to do a log roll on 3, and then we're going to go back down on 3. It's all very controlled, very synchronized. In that video, I'm not sure if you noticed, or maybe watch, if you have time, we'll watch it again at the end. But when that person is doing their head roll, the log roll to get the person off, they just do this. You want to move your whole body, so your elbows do not go off your sides, like that. So that's the most important part. They call the shots. For the first demonstration, I'll be the person at the head end, and then I will be the dummy, so you guys can demonstrate how you call the shots. Log roll, so that's when we roll the person to one side. That's obviously done at the head person's collar. And then when we're sliding the board in, like in the video said, we roll them and we slide the board in, and when we place it on their back, so then when we're going back down, it's a controlled movement back down, and they should be centered on the board. The placement, so obviously the head end, you want to align that so the person's head, the tip of their head is on the board. If they're a little bit shorter, it's good to go a little bit down. So their head is about there, so you still have access to this handle if it's tricky to lift the person up. Strapping. Always use a minimum of 3 straps. If the person's a little bit more robust, you can use 4 or more straps just to put them in, because they can be a little bit top heavy, especially if you're going through some tight corners. So these are the straps. 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have seen these straps before in many situations. So I already double checked them, they're all buckled in, but always have the buckle and the top put together, because then in an emergency situation, if you undo that, it will be hard to find, especially in dirt or somewhere like that. But then to strap it in, you want to make one loop. You want to go down, so there's the sort of 2 holes in a flat bar. You want to go from below.
On the inner one?
On the inner one, yeah, so running closest to your hand, and then you want to go back down. And you pull it. And you'll notice now it can slide through. But if you put tension on it sideways, it goes nowhere. So yeah, always put one over the legs. I normally like it just above the ankle. Obviously, if someone had an ankle injury, you'll put it a little bit higher. always one above the hips and then one above the chest. If they're, it depends on the situation as well, but if you're going a longer distance, I would have the unconscious patient's hands strapped in so they don't like flap around. But then if they are conscious, you get them just to lift their arms up and then strap underneath, and then they can kind of like hold like that, and that gives access to like IV and stuff for the paramedic. And then lifting, so same thing as I mentioned before, it's coordinated by the person at the head end, because they're going to be in an awkward position, probably on their knees, so they have to like lift up very slowly to get them to get up. Let's do a little example. Alright, so does Dean, or does someone want to be my patient again, and we'll go through actually strapping the person, like lying on the floor?
No one, just me? Go, Jen. Go. Mix it up.
Cool. Alright, so just lay on the ground. Yep. And then you'll be a conscious person, so we'll actually we'll tell you what to do, and you can just do it, and I'll be like the unconscious person afterwards. Alright, so now we see Jen, she's laying on the floor here. We are suspecting that she has some spinal precautions, so we're going to be doing a spinal board lift. So, everyone stand up. This is for everyone. We're going to actually be doing it. Does anyone want to be the head anchoring person?
You were.
I was. Okay, well I don't have to go through it. Maybe we'll ignore the head end person now. And we'll go through the process. Alright. So, Jen's over here. We want to line the board up. Essentially the easiest place to get the person. So obviously if she's up against the wall, we're going to approach her from the left hand side and the right hand side. We line it up, it fits her nicely, so we have the head end over here. And then to perform a log roll, we always use 2 people, alright?
You have my consent.
Okay, good. That's one next thing. We have consent, alright? So me and Gary. Thanks, Gary. So to do a log roll, so let's just say you'd be on the head end, right? So you just have your head in place.
Yeah.
So get your knees and get in that position now. Cool, and then cradle your head. Yeah, perfect. Now you don't move, Dean, right? Rob. Jeffrey, sorry, Jeffrey. We're going to get you to be placing the board under Jen. So I'll hop on the other side.
Talk this way, Jen's the middle.
Actually,
Right.
that's cool.
Okay, so Jen, I'll just get you to cross your hands like that. Perfect. Alright. So now we want to, on Dean's call, I'll get in the position first, but we want to log roll Jen towards us, and then on Dean's count, you put the board in, and then we'll lower. So to do a nice log roll, I'll grab Jen on one shoulder here, and I'll grab her just below the hip on that side. And then you crisscross your arm over, so you'll be one above, and then you grab the ankle as well. Alright? So Dean, on your call, yep, so then, and then you follow, so you do the log roll, we can go.
So we're going to go up that way,
Yep.
and then, yep.
Back down. So you go on 3, before the log roll, we'll go up, wait for Jeffrey to put the board in, and then once it's in and he's comfortable, you hold it there, you're stabilizing it, and then you help it cradle back down, alright?
Back down, yeah.
Yeah, back down, back down. Alright, so I'm in position, you're in position.
Down, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Up. Yep, happy?
Yeah.
Back down.
3, 2, 1, down.
Down. Cool. So she's really off, so we can give her something to swish. Perfect. Alright, thanks Dean, that was perfect. So then, yeah, so obviously you're still going to be in that position, but just for the purpose of birth and everything else and the strapping. So now we have our straps. Alright.
I probably cover the straps. Locations.
Cool. So straps. I always used a little triangle hole next to the actual handle, so it leaves the handle clear. But to put the strap in, I'll start the ankle first. I would go.
The mouth? Shut up.
So I'd go in the hole so the buckle is sort of right at the front. And then I'll go.
How we put it on?
So one at the legs. Yeah, so we'll do 4, 1 each. So you go get under the hole, then we go over. until we put one sort of underneath. Don't go too how's that?
Yes.
Okay, where's this one go?
So Dean,
Across the neck.
yeah, we'll go. We'll go across the hips.
Yeah.
So are you happy with that? That's tight. That's not too tight on the patient. Yeah.
Where do we go? Waste the. Where we go?
And then let's go. Oh, that's fine. We don't really know that one. Dean will be doing go that one. That's fine. No. So right now, so Dean's obviously you can get back down on the head and support the thing.
Yep.
Support the head.
Straight
Up a bit. That's fine.
Yes, Dad.
And then now to balance the load out, we want to have like Dean's going to be lifting, so we'll have one person on one side and then two people on the other side, sort of crossing over.
Am I lifting?
I don't-
Am I holding
Yeah.
my head on the lift?
Yeah, you're holding the whole way.
So I'm not actually lifting.
You're going to lift up.
No, you're lifting my hand,
Yeah, so for this purpose, yeah, we'll have one each side. James, you can be on Gary can be on the bottom end.
Otherwise, like in line with your head.
Alright, so to lift, we want to balance most of the load in the middle, so obviously you can be on their feet. One below the knee, one's above. Alright, so we're in position, we're comfortable. So now Dean, on your call, you're going to say we're going to lift up on 3 and then count to 3.
Okay. We'll lift on 3. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Jokes. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, and we're going to go lift up slowly. Make sure Dean is in still position. Cool. Now we're up. Perfect. Cool. Now we can drop
So
back.
go back down. Oh,
Yeah, now we can drop back.
Do we go down on 3, 2, 1 or?
1, 2, 3, down.
Cool. Nice and safe, coordinated, slow, and
You guys think go up?
And
Please.
you just stay there now.
no, please don't stop.
alright.
Feeling safe?
So on track now, we do a quick roll demonstration.
My goodness. Thank you.
Alright, Jen.
Alright, now we can do it again, and let's see if you guys can get me up when I am unconscious.
Yeah, I'm following it.
Like, legs up first, you're like.
Yeah, that's alright.
You two games with one eye next time. Doesn't feel like
Couldn't tell.
Alright, so this is away. It's going to be.
Why are you away?
So obviously you haven't got it yet.
Oh, he's.
You're
Right,
unconscious.
everyone, so
Are you unconscious or just?
oh yeah, I'm unconscious and I'm just like grabbing.
Perfect.
So you guys go amongst yourselves, who's going to be at the head? I'm a little bit
On the
slow.
feet. To the side. Your captain. Okay.
Captain.
Alright.
Do you get the board?
no, she's controlling the
Oh,
Alright, is there any danger around?
no danger.
No danger? Cool. We've got a response. Oh, do you have to go through all the cows and that?
No.
Well, you just on the left.
I'm still on the left, yeah.
He's unresponsive. Alright, send for help. Can someone please call 000? Alright, thank you.
I just do it move.
No, you're the man. He's the board.
Cool. Put his legs together, cross his arms. Alright. Okay, I'm going to secure the head. Do you, I wasn't part of it.
You are.
I've got it now.
Alright.
Have a good.
You drop your head.
So we use straps for many reasons, just in case something like this would happen. So yeah, it's
delicious sauce of irresistible creamy and crunchy white crumb. Still with it. Sharing optional. Only at Hungry Jack's.
So this is a real video, and this actually happened.
ABC.
Oh, just where it spins
Yeah.
so many times, eh?
Cool.
Got the spin. I got a lot of back now. Try to get it under control. That's not.
Shoot, you feel sick.
Definitely that's not what I know.
Oh.
Yeah, the forces will be unreal. So you imagine if you weren't strapped in, bad.
I'd rather just be dead. Oh.
There you go. Ready to take off. Good.
No take off.
Yeah, they take off a little bit and then it balances out. Engine not suit. Cool. Alright, so that's that. That's it. We have a little quiz at the end that you guys can work through together. So the question. Alright, here number 1. What is the minimum number of straps to use when securing a patient to a spinal board?
C.
You got 2 minutes there.
Uh-huh.
3 or 4.
3 or 4, yeah. Well, which
Depending on size, right?
depending on size, yeah. What is the correct order of events when conducting a spinal board lift?
But.
B.
B.
Yeah.
Yep. When lifting the spinal board off the ground is important too. Right? That's a dummy one I put in there. Quarter the movement. Lift as fast as you can to get the patient into the ambulance. Secure and anchor the head before doing anything else. The correct answer is C.
A, B, C, D.
And then, I will not perform a spinal board if I do not feel safe. True or false?
True.
Cool.
No, it was C.
Oh, I had A. You not A and C?
But it is important too. Yeah, no, well, I should. The most important, I should have.
Yeah, you might
Oh,
should word that. Poor word. I
That's
think
my
that was
word.
pretty important.
Poor word.
Highlighted that more.
Yeah, so if you guys are waiting to talk off the thing, Gary, Jeffrey, Jen, and Jenny. That's it. Any questions?
Thanks.